The Jackal and the Mysterious Drum.
Once upon a time, in a dense forest, there lived a clever jackal. One day, while wandering through the forest in search of food, he heard a strange sound echoing from a distance. It was a deep, resonating noise, unlike anything he had ever heard before. Curious, the jackal followed the sound to its source. As he moved closer, he saw a large, strange object lying in the middle of a clearing. It was a drum, abandoned and left unattended by some travelling musicians who had passed through the forest. The jackal, upon seeing the drum, was initially frightened. He had never seen anything like it before, and the sound that came from it made him feel uneasy. He thought to himself, "What is this creature? It must be some magical beast or a giant beast from the forest. I must be careful." The sound of the drum kept calling out, and the jackal, who was known for his wit and cleverness, decided to investigate further. He stood at a distance, watching the drum carefully. Each time the wind blew or an animal moved near it, the drum made a loud noise, causing the jackal to jump in fear. The jackal, filled with suspicion, started to imagine all kinds of terrible things. "This must be a dangerous creature," he thought. "I better stay away from it, or else it might eat me." But as he stayed still, he began to feel more and more curious about the drum. The sound persisted, and the fear slowly turned into intrigue. He started thinking that if he could figure out what this creature was, he could perhaps outwit it or avoid it in the future. To calm his nerves, the jackal decided to take a closer look. He cautiously approached the drum, and as he reached it, he noticed something strange. The drum was hollow and appeared empty. The sound that terrified him was simply caused by the wind blowing across the surface of the drum, or by someone or something knocking it. Finally, realizing that the drum was harmless and nothing to fear, the jackal laughed at himself for being so afraid. "I was so scared of this inanimate object," he said to himself, "but it was only the wind that made the noise." The jackal, now feeling foolish for having jumped to conclusions, proudly walked away, glad to have learned the truth about the strange object. This story teaches a valuable lesson: never jump to conclusions or let fear control your decisions. Often things that seem scary or dangerous at first are not as bad as they seem. The story reminds us that assumptions and jumping to conclusions without understanding can lead to unnecessary fear and anxiety. It's always wise to investigate and understand things before forming an opinion. The tale also emphasizes the importance of not being intimidated by things we don't understand, and shows that curiosity and investigation can often dispel fear.